Hello, welcome back to Joeofthemasks. I was going to put up another video today about me, a tutorial about me weathering wood for my tabletop models and my dioramas and stuff, and show you one of the effects I do to show weathered wood. But I got stuck listening to one of my favorite. I don't really want to call it podcast, but it kind of feels like a podcast. It's YouTube, and they live stream, which is the best part. But this time it was on, and I'll everything I mention I'll link down below, so that way you guys can take a look at it and judge for yourselves if I've gone crazy or not. Which you probably have, I'll 100% admit that. I'll 100% admit that. I mean, look, I've got dyed hair now. Obviously, I'm crazy, right? Oh well. It does what it wants. I didn't brush it this morning. So instead, I spent. I think I did. I think I shouldn't have put so much sparkle on it. Yeah, it's really sparkly. That's part of the problem. I had fun with my sparkle pens that I bought with Emily. But that's Ethan Van Sciver, Sis Lord. Comics Inclusion Society, because we're actually more inclusive now than mainstream comics are. Anyways, I wanted to come out and basically I am going to be making more political videos along with my art and miniatures and dioramas, and then I've been pressured to. Most of my reading now I do on Hitchcock Candyman, so if you still want to watch that, go over there. Do not, he's not part of my politics. We don't really share politics. He's my older brother. That's the only reason that he puts up with me. So, don't harass him. Don't harass, that's stupid. Because he can't fire me. I'm his brother. Well, he could fire me, but it wouldn't do anything. He doesn't pay me anyways. But, which is good, I guess, for him. But, so I drew, that's what I drew during the stream, because I love Ethan Van Sciver, otherwise known as Comics Artist Pro Secrets. He's basically a lot of the face of the Comicsgate movement right now. I wanted to kind of explain a little bit about what Comicsgate, at least what I see it is. I'll read one website and I'll read another website. But basically, let's see. This is, I don't know who actually put up this one. It's whatiscomicsgate.com, and again, I'll link it down below. Most people who frequent here are familiar with the movement, but former DC Comics artist Mark S. Miller, who's currently running the Lone Star Indiegogo campaign, wrote a nice analysis about the movement for people who aren't quite familiar with it. As the comic book world braces for its annual mecca to San Diego Comic-Con, there's a storm brewing beneath the feet of its biggest publishers, Comicsgate. There has been a growing dissatisfaction with the direction mainstream comic books have been going in the past few years. Basically bad writing, in my opinion, but that's, yeah. In the direction they have been going the past few years. In a time of unprecedented media attention for comic books from the three biggest publishers in the industry, and a period of economic growth unseen in the last 30 years, the comic book industry lost over $70 million last year. But that money hasn't all just disappeared. A budgeting new movement that has been labeled Comicsgate has managed to pick up enough of those lost readers to sell over $1 million in the past 3 months, and the movement is growing every day. What is Comicsgate? Comicsgate is an alliance of comic book fans, critics, and creators who have found common cause in standing up against what they see as a hard push by social justice warriors, or SJWs, NPCs, whatever you want to call them, into their hobby. A push that has corrupted or politicized the industry that they have spent a lifetime cultivating and being a part of. Fans have simply been walking away from the hobby in droves, as the industry's failing profits attest to. Critics entertain these disgruntled fans through social media and YouTube channels, giving shape to a movement that has been years, if not decades, in the making. Creators, some of who have been the subject of blacklisting at companies run by said SJWs, have found common cause with critics and fans alike, and thus was born an alliance, Comicsgate. Who is Comicsgate? Comicsgate is the people who share the same belief that those who run the major publishing companies in the comics industry are treating their fans poorly. in part due to their constant pushing of social justice or any other political ideologies, in part due to some creators and editors outright insulting the fans who disagree with their said ideologies. Comicsgate is not about political ideology or identity. There are conservatives, there are liberals, there are blacks, whites, gays, straight, Christian, atheists, non-Christian atheist pagans, and everything under the sun. Where Comicsgate people disagree is not where they put their focus. It's where they agree that they ally. I don't really like ally, because ally makes basically it's kind of like the term that you're with us, but you're not really part of us. It's where they agree and come together. That's where I would put that difference. But comics are about entertainment, not political or ideology proselytizing, and that's what Comicsgate is about. That is the line in the sand that has brought a desperate group of people together to change comics as a medium back to what it was when they fell in love with the genre. In my own words, basically it's turning it back into entertainment instead of more politics. Everywhere you look, there's politics. There's politics in football. There's politics in ESPN. There's politics in sitcoms. There's politics in movies. There's politics in billboards, in magazines. Everything that in fashion. Everywhere we look now is covered with politics to the point that many of us are getting sick of it, and we miss our old escapism. Heck, there was a PETA attack. PETA. P-E-T-A. PETA? Pudapeta? Basically attacking my favorite hobby, and one of the ones I've been involved with. Okay, comics I've been involved with longer, but one of the ones I've been heavily involved with, and that's Warhammer 40k, where they attacked them. Now, I love Warhammer 40k's response, and I wish more people would stand up to the NPCs, the social justice warriors. Now, in my opinion, social justice warriors are not liberals. They're not Democrats. They're crazies. Social justice warriors are basically a type of fascist because they scream so loud, your opinion cannot be heard. A social justice warrior is someone where you talk to them, and instead of, responding to you intellectually or actually debating you, they either strawman you, which everyone basically does, or they scream, or they quiet, or they just start chanting or shout. Basically, they refuse to talk to you. There can be right-wing SJWs, there can be left-wing SJWs. SJWs are screamers, criers, they're babies. They refuse to look at facts. When you put a fact in front of them, it's feels before reals, all this stuff. But that's my own opinion. Anyways, this movement means business. A few months ago, one of the better-known critics in the Comicsgate movement was told to put up or shut up about his critiques of comic books. Richard C. Meyer, aka How's I Knew Him, Diversity in Comics, your boy Zach, now he's changed his channel name, and I'll put that down below as well, has no longer Diversity in Comics, DNC, but has, let's see, what did he change it to? Dang it, really, right now I get a flat line on that? It's Comics Matter. Thank you. It's Comics Matters with your boy Zach. The Comics Matters basically because he wants to focus on not on the diversity in comics, because that's what he's been saying, is that diversity has already been here in comics. We've had a black CEO, a black female CEO. We've had, an Asian CEO. We've had black writers. We've had female writers. We've had some very prolific characters. Heck, Captain Marvel, the female version of Captain Marvel, not Carol Danvers, but what was her name? I can't remember. Anyways, yeah, she was originally a black female character. I actually didn't know that. I wasn't born in the 80s. I'm a 90s kid. I was born in 1990, so I missed a lot of the 80s stuff. I grew up with some 80s things just because my brother, my older brother, was born in the 80s, and I grew up with him, and yada yada. But anyways, so a few months ago, Richard C. Meyer, which I actually had no idea his name was Richard C. Meyer. Well, I did. Never mind. I bought one of his books. It's somewhere. Anyways, Diversity Comics. He took the challenge to heart, hiring a Marvel artist, John Malin, and a colorist, Brett Smith, to create his own comic book, Jawbreakers, and sell it through Indiegogo, and did it sell? I owned one. It's somewhere up there. Where am I? To date, the book has sold over $364,000 and climbing. This was written a while ago because I know it's a lot more than that now. No small feat for a massively independent comic, and just the start of the wave of comics in the Comicsgate Alliance. Next came Ethan Van Sciver's Cyberfrog Blood Honey, a rebirth of the Green Lantern artist's 25-year-old creator known to. Some of you may actually recognize the name Ethan Van Sciver because he did work on Green Lantern and several other books as well. But it's broken all records in the crowdfunding comic books at a whopping $443,000 and growing every day. I actually want to order a Cyberfrog. It didn't usually look like my cup of tea. I've looked at a couple of pirated copies, and I want to buy it now. Yeah, I'm going to go to jail now. Mitch Brettweiser, I probably horribly destroyed that name. Red Rooster the Golden Age, actually have not heard of that one, I'm going to go look it up. Launched just a few weeks ago and has already broken the 90,000 mark. Chuck Dixon's Space Force launched at the gate last week and has reached 30,000 already, and latest to the game, launching just this weekend and already breaking the $25,000 barrier, is Injustice artist Mike S. Miller's Lone Star, Heart of the Hero. These, along with a handful of other titles, have cumulatively brought the fledgling movement of Comicsgate projects to a height no one could have imagined 3 short months ago when Jawbreakers first hit the crowdfunding platform. And with the audience of the critics and the creators alike growing day after day, this seems to be a movement with real feet. Also, check out IndieCron, blah, blah, blah. Checks out these shares and latest Indiegogo numbers. And actually, I kind of want to check some of their latest Indiegogo numbers. See, what's this other one? That's just meme review. Yeah. Anyways, I might even, if you guys are actually interested in this all, I can go over more of the history of Comicsgate and view kind of both sides. Now, I'm going to admit, I have a bias. I care more about, I don't really like the way Marvel's books have been going. I don't really like the way DC books have been going. I have a hard time with those books, and it's not just, it's because the politics is very annoying. I'm not a fan of the poly. Okay, all time list. We'll click the all time list. Update, please. I'm not a fan of Marvel. Well, I loved Marvel comics growing up. I've got quite a few of them. Some of them I even think are in. Oh, you're not. You're Warlord of Mars. Oh well. Anyways, I got a lot of them over there, up there, around there. I've got, as you can see, this above me. It's mostly full of models, but this whole area is comic books. This is my one of my storage bins because I don't have a lot of room for all the crap that I own and that I do. But be nice if I could just type in the dang name. I don't think this is in. So there's Red Rooster Golden Age. That's now 179448. Let's see, what is it in here? Red Rooster Golden Age. Yeah, so it's now 1709. So that's higher. Ooh, Lady Alchemy looks good. A lot of these look really nice. Ooh, I'm gonna have to. Oh, I've seen Sovereign talk on the thing. I like that one, but that one's adult. Well, I guess it's a good one. It's very violent. Okay, Ethan Van Sciver's Cyberfrog Blood Honey. Blood Hunt. That one's not out yet. Oh, it is closed. I didn't think it was out yet, Blood Honey. That's one he should be working on. But that's 538,000 is where it's at, and I didn't think it was out yet. Is it not? I'll take a look at it. But anyways, limited relaunch? Maybe that's the one? No, that's closed too, and that's at 90,000. Trump's Space Force. That looks good. Looks really good. A lot of these look really good. I'm just going to go through this indie and just buy them all. Oh, wow. Jawbreakers, Lost Souls. That is $404,913. Way to go, DNC. Or your boy Zach. Way to go, your boy Zach. Iron Sights, another one by him. 119,000. And this is just the Indiegogo backers. This is not how much it's sold overall. This is just the Indiegogo. But yeah, I really want Iron Sights. That's the one I really want, is Iron Sights, not Jawbreakers, really. Jawbreakers looks good, but Iron Sights, man. I don't know. Something about Iron Sights speaks to me. So I guess I'll okay, God. Yeah, you guys are gonna have to look at Indicron. It's got some good stuff on it. So yeah, Comicsgate, Sith Lords. I really shouldn't have gone with as many sparkles, but it was really shiny, and it looks really good when you look at it, but it didn't photograph really good. That's part of the problem. I love it. It looks great. I mean, look at that. He's my new, Ethan's my new waifu. This is my waifu now. Well, my second waifu, because Dragwen's my first waifu. And then there's Laura, which I just like the poster. I don't think you can see it. I don't really want to take it off the wall to show to you. I've started actually posting again on DeviantArt. I've started posting again on Twitter. I've started... yeah, I know. I have a Twitter now. Shock and awe, people. I have a Twitter now. And again, I always... I'm going to change the day the live stream is, just because Sundays just became massively busy for me, work-wise, because the person that I sell my models through, the only day he really has to sit down and actually talk to me is Sunday, and so I'm going to start going to his place Sunday to play D&D and talk about selling models. Yeah, but so I'm probably going to be looking at a new day to do that. So go ahead and drop down in the chat below what's the next day you want me to do draw threads, and I'll start doing my draw threads. Yes, I know my live streams suck because my internet sucks. I 100% agree with you, but that's the downside to living in the middle of nowhere. The good side is I don't have to deal with SJWs as often. There's still some out here, but you can ignore them. Like the last one that got into my face, I just pushed him away with my cane. And it's like, leave the cripple alone. Buying milk. Yeah, I know. I should have. It's dirty right now, though. I don't really want to run over to the laundry and go get it. Dang it! I should have got my my soy boy solo a soy boy Soy Wars story. I should have been wearing that shirt for this. It would have been great. Yeah, I'll just link everything. If you guys actually care at all about Comicsgate, I want to take a look at Trump's Space Force later. But if you guys even care about Comicsgate, go ahead and tell me. I'll do the story of it. Other people probably did it better. I'm going to be doing more political ones as well as again, if you want me to read your fan fictions like I used to do, because that's still one of my all-time favorite things, send me a fan fiction. Right now I'm looking to do the AZ version, or I'll know a zero version of My Immortal, and I'm terrified of it right now. Me reading it to you guys is going to be the first time of me reading it, and I'm terrified of it. That'll probably be my next video. Love you all. You don't know how much the 3 of you that follow me mean to me. Keep it tight, guys. Thank you very much. And where the heck did I leave the program that lets me pause or stop this? 20 minutes, that's not bad. 20 minutes isn't bad. It's a little short for me, but I tend to rant, so. You can just see it. You can just see that right here. It's mostly white, because I like the coloring I did for it, but you can't really see with these lights on. That's like the worst part of recording where I'm at. You can kind of see all the lights that... Oh, I shouldn't have looked straight at him. Oh, I shouldn't have looked straight at him.
Problem is they're swivel lights, and so they're really great for when I'm doing my drawing on the desk. My desk is right next to my bed, I know. I'm the rest of my work area is upstairs, and that's where all my model. I couldn't fit, like, I do drawing and I do models, and I couldn't fit my models and drawing stuff in the same area, so all my model stuff got moved upstairs. Heck, I should give you guys a tour of the tavern. I'm almost done with. Well, almost done with. I'm almost done with the first floor, and then I'm going to put the inn part on top, the sleeping part. It's that beautiful dwarven tavern. It's coming together wonderfully. The only problem is I couldn't find a tavern dwarf waitress. Like, I have a human one. I want to build an elf one next, but I put together and built, and hopefully this one will be done. And like I said, once I get enough of these, I'm going to start selling them. I don't know if I should sell them on Etsy or Amazon or what have you, but I'm going to start selling these models. I'm making molds so I can recreate them and sell them for you guys. Heck, I've even got one video of the last video I put up of watching the mold dry, because it's just, I love watching the resin dry in the molds. Yeah, I already said I love you all. Love you all again. Hope to see you at my next one.